Сволочь, kurva mać, совсем охуел. Oh, sorry guys, I didn't realize I started filming. I would have actually dropped this video earlier, but every single time I opened this forum thread or started discussing these rewards, I just started swearing uncontrollably, so I might have to go and check myself out for Tourette's, because it's not normal, man. I have never used so many cuss words in my life previously. But the point is, today's video is going to be about Act 6, and 6.4. So we have the full announcement for 6.4 and we have all the details, and I'm going to discuss all of the details and so on and so forth in a separate video, because I think this video, this topic of rewards, will basically deserve a special video, special rant, like mega super magnific fucking sent awesome rant. But yeah, anyway, so we do have all the details, some new nodes, some descriptions, legends, blah blah blah, whatever, all the good stuff, and here we go with the rewards. So instead of going through each individual class of rewards, I saw on the lineup somebody had kind of like summed it all together, and this is what we're going to be discussing here at this point. So Act 6.4 and Act 6 100% total reward. So this is 6.4 and Act 6 put all together. So at the point when you will explore 6.4 100%, provided that you have 100% at 6.1, 2, and 3, you will also receive all of the Act 6 rewards. And the totals basically go as follows, and then we're going to be discussing each of these kind of like groups and segments of these rewards. So Tier 5 CC class Catalyst Crystal times 1. So that's right, we get 1 Tier 5 CC random. Then we also get Tier 5 CC 25% Fragment Crystal, so a quarter of whatever random class once again. 1 6-star Awakening Gem Crystal, Tier 5B times 11, 51 Tier 2 Alphas. That definitely is either a mistake or cool. That's like the one cool thing there. Either way. 6-star Shards 28,000, 5-star Shards 60,000, 9.2 million gold, 9.2 million gold, 2,160 units, 120 5-star Signature Stone Crystals, not even generic ones, 12 Cavalier Crystals for whatever reason, or Cavalier, I don't know, you guys figure it out. And then we have 5-star rank 2 to 3 rank up gem crystals times 2, 5-star rank 3 to 4 rank up gem crystals times 4, and 5-star rank 4 to 5 rank up gem crystals times 3. So these are quite juicy ones, but they're still out of the place, and I don't think they should be in there. Anyway, so let's go up back on top and discuss the Tier 5 CC. So basically we get one fully formed and then a quarter of another one. So basically we do not get a lot, do we? So I didn't really expect to be 2 full ones. I did expect there to be many more smaller fragment crystals. I did expect them to kind of like further our accumulations of all the class shards, rather than hitting big or going home on one specific class, or well, 2 specific classes in this case. So I did not expect them to add more than like, I don't know, 2, 2.5. Obviously that was me being optimistic. Now realistically, this is what we get. We get 1 random Tier 5 CC crystal, which absolutely sucks, which again means that so many people will explore this piece of content and get absolutely shut on by RNG, which is something, in my opinion, any gaming company should always try to avoid when they are finalizing and culminating such a long event, such a long piece of content. They should, in my personal opinion, I know nothing obviously, make sure that there is a legit drive to explore that content, and also make sure that there is a guarantee that people will be able to use these rewards. Now, in these kind of conditions, when you get 1 of 6 random classes, and it's extremely unlikely, unless you're a Whale Wilkinson McWhaleson, that you will have every single class strong 6-star roster. So whether you like it or not, even if you have strong 6-star roster, you might get a class which you want the least, because there will always be some more desirable classes and champions and some less so, and stripping that choice away from you, or your preferences, and relating it all to purely RNG is gonna be tragic, man. Either way, so that sucks. I don't think it's enough. I think if they wanted to give only 1 Tier 5 CC crystal, they should have given out another Tier 5 CC or Tier 5 CC and a half kind of dispersed in 5% crystals or something like that. So we get a visible bump in whatever we have collected thus far, and then it would be the case that we actually form a couple of those, and then we would have multiple rank up choices to make right now, kind of thing. So that is what I think they should have went with, given one TF5CC crystal and then forget the 25% and just add in like another 1 or 1.5 TF5CC spread by 5% crystals and just let us build up our shard amounts. But I digress, because clearly somebody is a lot more, well, I don't know, a lot more what they are, a lot more, there's nothing more about them. They're assholes, man. They're bloody assholes. Whatever. Okay, so that is as far as TF5CCs go with. Definitely not happy with it. Absolutely sucks. Abyss is where you should be going to get your TF5CCs, and do Act 6 whenever you feel like it, whenever you have time. I will say this right now, and then I'm going to discuss it a bit deeper. But if you want to progress in this game, and you have a choice to make in between Abyss and Act 6, forget Abyss, man. It's absolutely trash, rubbish. Don't waste your time. It takes forever. It will take a lot of resources, a lot of your time, give you a lot of frustrations. Just bite the bullet from get-go, go in Abyss, spend less time, spend less resources, gain a lot better rewards, and forget this smoking pile of shit. Whatever, let's move on. 6-star Awakening Gem Crystal. Now that is another very shitty thing they have done. The first immediate comparison we can draw would be Act 5. Act 5, we already received a Awakening Gem Crystal in 5.3, so I was relatively surprised that we didn't see one in 6.3, and in hindsight that should have been warning for things to come, because now exploring Act 6 will not even give you a generic 6-star Awakening Gem either. For whatever reason, they did it with Act 4, they did it with Act 5, they're not doing it now because fuck you, that's why, I guess. Because there is really, again, no guarantee that you will be able to use these rewards, and I guess that's what they're going for. I guess that's what they talked about in Dorky Diggly Dave's video when they wanted to increase their reliance on RNG or something. But anyways, so there's only one Awakening Gem Crystal. Again, compared to Act 5, where we had 3 Awakening Gems, 2 crystals and a generic one, we only get 1 this time. And actually, the fact that we get 1 looks much more like this. This is what Kabam is doing to you, saying that you just get 1 Awakening Gem crystal, not a generic Awakening Gem. Now that I think that point has been made and you have been thoroughly probed by Kabam, we can move on to the rest of the rewards. TF5B 11, that's fine. Not too fast to be. I mean, like, TF5Bs are cool and all that, but you get a bunch of them these days, anyways. 50 tier 2 alpha. Now I still half don't believe it, but if you do get 50 tier 2 alpha, man, cool. I'm not gonna complain. Tier 2 alphas is like tier 4 basics. There's never enough of them, and for many endgame players, they seem to be the bottleneck catalyst, myself included, as in that I get TF5Bs in a rate where I cannot use them because I'm always low on tier 2 alphas. So if I get a big injection of tier 2 alphas, I'd certainly not complain. Now, 6-star shards, 28,000 and 60,000 5-star shards. Even though it is a good accumulation of 5-star shards, but for most part, I hardly care, I'll be honest. I don't value 5-star shards all that much anymore. It's a mix of, obviously, the game getting 6-star focused, also a mix of 5-star featured crystals being absolutely garbage, and you can open 20 and maybe get 1 featured 5-star that was not the one that you were looking for. And if you go for basics, then, well, at least for me personally, I have like 98% of the champions or 99% of the champions in those basic crystals, and I never get pulled anything. So at this day, I do realize I'm in a different situation, and I'm not trying to sound obnoxious, so apologize if that is not the situation you are in. But at the same point, 5-star shards for me largely mean either a small chance of getting something I don't have in a featured 5-star hero crystal, or just 6-star shards, which it effectively translates to for most of the time anyways, because I do have quite horrible RNG with those. And 6-star shards, 28,000, man, that's not even enough for 2 featured 5-star crystals. Not that I would want to gamble for a fucked up Joe not fixing it anyways, but it's not even 2 6-star featured 6-star crystals, man. That's definitely also not enough in this point. And here definitely Kabam seems to be missing the mark, and I don't actually think they realize the game environment that they have created, where they still somehow believe that 5 stars are important when it comes to the top tier endgame progression, and we're going to discuss that a bit more. Obviously 5 stars are useful as champions and tools to use, but that is not what you aim and strive for. Anyways, gold 9.2 million, cool, whatever. Units 2,160, that's probably around 10% of what you're gonna spend clearing it, especially initially, but whatever. 5-star signature stone crystals. They couldn't even give you actual signature stones, so it's gonna be 120 random signature stones. And at this point, again, because of how often and freely they sell 5-star 6 stones these days, they practically serve no value. I'll be honest, after the last 4th of July and Cyber Mondays, you could purchase so many 5-star 6 stones that I still have those that I purchased nearly a year ago. And obviously you can always use them, but if you use them sparingly and only in Western champions that do need their signature ability, and that you actually do rank up, and don't start wasting your signature stones in random champions just because, then they're not really that essential anymore. At this point I could log in, and if I would get a champion and awaken him with an awakening gem, any single class, for instance me personally, I could take it to SIG 200. So it's always kind of like, okay, nice to get the 5-star signature stones, but they're definitely nothing, again, exciting anymore. Maybe a year and a half ago, but definitely not anymore. Now, Cavalier Crystals 12, that's stupid. There should be no Cavalier Crystals at all, in my opinion. Add the 5 or 6-star crystals instead of them. But whatever. And then, arguably, the thing that shows how much they are out of touch with their player base. 5-star rank 2 to 3 rank up gem crystals times 2. Really? 5-star rank 2 to 3 rank up gem crystals? I mean, you can always use them, but it's hardly an appropriate reward for this place. It's kind of like, imagine if they took out 6-star shards and took out 5-star shards, but added in energy refills and level 5 potions. Yes, you use them, but it's hardly a reward you expect to see in this type of content, man. It's quite comical at this point. Anyways, so 5-star rank 3 to 4 rank up gem crystals times 4. Again, useful, but nah, like you get a whole buttload of these from variants and stuff, so whatever. And 5-star rank 4 to 5 rank up gem crystals. And here's what I definitely have a problem with. Yes, they're cool. Obviously, if you get them, you can use them, they're going to be helpful, you get a new champion, or you need something, and that's going to work out. Why not, right? Cool. But that is not for this progression level, and we're going to go to forums where Kabam Mike basically states that the game still hasn't shifted to 6 stars, therefore these are factually relevant rewards. Well, fact of the matter is that nobody, not a single person who's going to jump in Act 6 and try and explore it now or later is gonna be desperate or amazingly excited for these rewards. Not in Act 6, man. Not when you have offered 4 of these in variants. Not when these have been available willy-nilly throughout the contest. These, again, maxed out 5 stars, still perfectly useful, still definitely helpful, but people who will be chasing these rewards do not get excited by them. Yeah, you're gonna use them and it's gonna be like probably for something neat or interesting champion. Because fact of the matter is, since Abyss and shortly before that, 6 stars had entered the prestige game. As soon as that happened, taking 5 stars to rank 5 is cool, but it's not your goal anymore. It's not awful, but it's nothing you kind of do enthusiastically anymore. Since 6-star rank 3s exist, and 6-star rank 2 champions have higher prestige, 5-star rank 5 champions have lost vast majority of their kind of like elite endgame top champion status. No, it's all about 6 stars now. It's all about getting your 6-star rank 2's high signature level, or taking your 6 stars to rank 3 and improving your prestige further. Now, these rewards do not reflect the current position people are in this game. These rewards still seem to think that people will be excited for measly couple tier 2 alpha, because I don't know why they're there. That's the point. I would much rather receive these resources as catalysts just so I have an option to invest in my 6 stars. Right? They're having... Currently at this point, I don't think if again, I'm trying not to sound too obnoxious and I'm saying this, or too elitist that I have been commented about, but either way, the point is, I have a bunch of maxed out 6 stars, a bunch of maxed out 5 stars, but I'm trying to focus on 6 stars. At this point, I do have, let's say, about 10 tier 5 Bs total in my possession, and I could start ranking up 5 stars. And I don't. Why? Because I want to focus on my 6 stars, because that is where the future's game going to be. That is what I need to save for, basically, because ranking up 6 stars to rank 3 is expensive when you're tier 2 alphas and tier 5 basics, and that is what you're currently interested in. Every time these days, if I end up ranking a 5 star, it has to be either for a very good reason, or I don't know, or if I have to use a rank up crystal. Because I don't think that Kabam quite grasps the idea that if you are exploring 6.4, 5 stars is something you're trying your hardest to move away from and moving into the 6 stars. And rather than giving a helpful push, they are trying to shout down more 5-star shit down your throats. Here's some 5-star signature stone crystals. Here's some 5-star rank 2 to 3 gems. Here's some 5-star rank 3 to 4 gems. Here's some 5-star rank 4 to 5 gems. Eat it, pig, and be happy. But the fact of the matter is, even if you explore and even if you rank up your whatever champions, ranking up 5 stars is not gonna give you that excitement anymore. Now the exciting rewards are all about 6 stars, whether it's 6-star awakening gems, whether it's 6-star tier 5 CC catalysts, whether it's 6-star signature stones. Speaking of 6-star signature stones, not a single effing one, not a single fucking 6-star signature stone. How pathetic is that? They give you a 6-star awakening gem and do not offer you a single fucking 6-star signature stone. How deluded is that? They give you 120 5-star signature stone crystals, not even signature stones, which again are cool but hardly makes a point. And then they let you awaken a 6-star of whatever random class you happen to pull and leave it at Sig 1 because shut up, swine, you're not getting any 6 stones unless you pay for them. And I can guarantee you that around the time this is going to come out, give it a week or two, there's going to be abundance of 6-star signature stone offers. Because that's definitely also something that has been happening more and more, that signature stones are basically a paid product. You have been seeing them relatively same, but either you haven't seen signature stones or you have seen very small amount in actual content, and pretty much all of the signature stones come in offers. And here is a perfect example of that. So you can rank up a 6-star, you can awaken a 6-star, but you can't get a single fucking 6 stone from this. So I don't know, man, it just seems kind of petty, it seems ill-advised, it seems that somebody didn't definitely put the rewards together well in their head, thinking like what goes with what. And it definitely seems that I don't know, somebody hates players, man. It definitely seems that it's spiteful and completely out of touch rewards here that completely miss the mark. 100%. I haven't seen anybody outside of some Kabam ass lickers on forums saying that these are good rewards or that somebody should be happy. And I'm a bit baffled, man. It's You'd say it's funny, but it's starting to sink in, man. And it's not funny, man. It's not funny. The main point here, though, on this video, the main piece of advice I can give to everyone from this video. So if you have watched this and sat through my rant and tolerated my inexcusable language and listened to my unfortunate insults regarding respectable kebab minds and whatever not, then take one thing away. Forget about fucking Act 6 if you haven't already explored it, and go work on Abyss. Abyss is shorter. Abyss basically has double to triple the rewards Act 6 has, and it's much less bullshit. And it's much less roster dependent, and it's quicker and shorter, it's cheaper, better rewards. So there you go. That is what you should do. I had heard some people were saying I do not want to go and explore Abyss because I'm waiting for 6.4 to drop and then get Act 6 rewards, and then maybe later I'll go and do Abyss. No, F that, forget that. Go do Abyss, and eventually, if you get time, maybe you can get an Act 6. Like, myself personally, if I had choice to make, and let's say if I had smaller budget and if I was free to play, or if I would have very limited spending on this game, and I would have to have like a choice whether I want to try and explore Abyss or whether I want to go and work on Act 6, I'd definitely pick up Abyss. Especially if you're one of those people who didn't have all the perfect answers for 6.2, because that steaming pile of shit content is also something you're gonna have to 100% in order to access these rewards. So if you didn't like 6.2, if you don't think you're gonna like 6.4 too much, go in Abyss. That is the best soul advice I can give to everybody. Forget Act 6. Rewards are rubbish. 6.2 was completely awful. 6.3 is relatively shit/okay. 6.1 is fine, but Abyss overall as a piece of content is easier than it is in Act 6. Trust me on that. Abyss might be longer, the fights might be longer, obviously the health pool, but the fights themselves and the requirement of skill and roster depth is definitely much lower in Abyss. And there's a lot less BS fights in Abyss than there is in Act 6. So once again, fully seriously, if you have to make a choice whether you want to do Act 6 or Abyss, do Abyss. It's going to be cheaper, it's going to be much faster, it's going to be much more interesting, it's going to be easier, it doesn't require as much resources, and the rewards are going to be so much fucking better. You get generic awakening gem for 6-star, you get still the 6-star awakening gem crystal, you get 3 tier 5 CCs instead of 1, you get a lot more 6-star signature stones. I mean, like, you get 0 in this shit. And yeah, Abyss is definitely where it's at. Do that. Forget Act 6. You can get to Act 6 next year or whatever. The rewards from this will definitely not help you nearly as much as the rewards from Abyss. So if you have at least some decent champions for Abyss, go and push through that. Forget this steaming pile of shit. Yeah, that's about it. I'm gonna make another video discussing the nodes and everything else and try and make that one a bit more civil and quote-unquote family friendly, but that is for another video. This is talking the rewards and talking whether Act 6.4 and Act 6 in general is worth doing. Well, now it's definitely evident that fuck that. I'm serious, man. No, it's rubbish, man. It's not good. It's not good. It's not good by any objective standard. My apologies if I made your ears red and if you do not typically enjoy or tolerate that kind of language, but I had to went somewhere and I figured I might as well do it on camera. Either way, that will do for today. Let me know what you guys think about Act 6.4 and Act 6 rewards, and any comments you have to make. Maybe I'm overacting, maybe I'm wrong, maybe this is the best that we deserve or something. I don't know. Let me know. See ya.